Where are we going?
Davis, West Virginia.
Okay. And what's there?
Roads that you have been in protest about your Jeep going on.
So what exactly are we taking my Jeep then?
Because I don't want to get rid of my 300 and we have a Jeep. I thought when we got married, what yours was mine and mine was yours.
Gotcha.
But in all seriousness, have you ever seen a Grand Cherokee that couldn't go off-road? Let's be honest. I mean, seriously.
There used to be an amusement park right here.
Really?
Yep. Sandy Beach Amusement Park. Right here at good old Russell's Point. Want a donut?
No.
We later learned those donuts are the size of a hockey puck, too.
Well, I didn't know you could walk across that thing.
Apparently.
On a brighter note, Indian Lake does have a really good root beer stand on the south side of the lake to check out if you want.
So I get we have a Jeep, but why exactly my Jeep? It's a pretty Jeep.
Exactly.
It's a fancy Jeep.
So all the more reason, right?
It's not meant to go driving through that stuff.
I don't know.
It's supposed to stay nice.
Why, if the Grand Cherokee wasn't meant to go through that stuff, why does it have a two foot fording limit?
I don't know what that is.
That means that I can drive through 24 inches of water before I have to be concerned about possible issues.
Huh.
And why would they put the most impressive four-wheel drive system in here? And then not only that, like, you know, they let you have all these little extra gauges on here that you can see. I mean,
It's my soccer mom car.
and then check this out. Vehicle dynamics. It tells you whether you have lockers or not, but unfortunately, because we don't have the $10,000 upgraded Jeep, meaning we don't have an Overland or Summit or anything like that, we got the bougie curb sniffer that has all the appeal of being bougie and all the luster of being an amazing four-wheel drive vehicle. We've already seen how it operates when we get ran off the road by a semi in Louisville, and we went in a ditch and came back out. And then we see how it operates in snow, and you can literally take your hands off the wheel and accelerate and brake in 6 inches of snow, and that's going up to 60 mile an hour and braking to a complete stop, no hands on the wheel. So, I mean, my only problem is that the stock tires that came on it when we bought it were just regular HTs, so great for highway mileage, but, you know, you throw a set of Falcons on here that were sponsored, and our four-wheel drive system, and, you know, we've got all the intelligent controls of pitch and roll and all that and whatnot, and then you got your select terrain, and so, I mean, really, we've got all the makings of an amazing vehicle. Plus, everybody thinks you got to have a Rubicon and 47-inch tires and, you know, 37s, 40s, 44s, 38s, whatever. In all reality, unless you're doing like some specific rock crawling or mud bogging situation, having anything over a 35-inch tire for general use and general off-roading is retarded.
I would like to add
Just
when
saying.
dealing with stock component.
So, and not only that, like, instead of spending tons of money on a rooftop 10 or, you know, spending $300, $400, $500 on a 10 online, like, we have a 3-row Jeep that literally does stow and go seating. So everything is like flat. So literally, I just put air mattress back here, some bedding. I can put my cooler back here and some food. You know, like why not? You know, like, and when it's cold out, I got heated seats. I got a bigger display than you get in the Gladiator or the Jeep, although I don't disagree that Gladiators look really good in this situation. But, yeah, lack of a little ground clearance. I mean, we've got the perfect vehicle to do what we need to do, and I think with the advancements of Jeep's four-wheel drive system that, well, to be honest with you, I think it really drastically reduces your need for lockers.
Gotcha.
Yeah, with 4-low you can creep, but when you put it in sand mud mode on the Selector, you really get a good quality
And I want to show people
off-road
that
advantage.
Just if you got a family, you could do this. Of course, then you probably want a tent. But at the same time, like, you know, you could do one of them SUV tents for a couple $100. You know, you could sleep in the back and kids could sleep out in the tent, or vice versa, whichever.
Yeah, you can get on Amazon and Alibaba and Temu and all that, but seriously, get on Walmart and check out their clearance tents. I just found for less than $200 a 6-person SUV
there's
tent that gets on. It's like $168. Check it out. They got some good deals on the clearance tent.
That aspect of, you know, you can do this with your family and have fun. There's all kinds of water crossings and rivers, and, you know, you could just make camp alongside a river. And some of these places, the rivers are like beach-like. You can just walk right down into the creek and river, and I think kids would enjoy that. And I want to show people that, you know, there's a lot of people out there that just have stock model vehicles, and aside from the fact that I would suggest putting some all-terrain tires on, go out and have fun. You can do this. I mean, I haven't done it since I was a teenager, but, I mean, you can do this. I did it a couple times in my 20s, but still, like, and it doesn't have to be expensive, like, you know, and even if you can't afford all-terrain tires, there's people like Tire Agent out there, and, what's the other one? Trails Off-Road or whatever it is. Like, you know, these guys will, on payments, you know, with no credit even, which, again, that's probably a very high-interest situation you don't want to be in. But as long as you got a job and a paycheck, like, you know, they'll finance you some wheels and tires. So, like, you know, you can get tires and rims with bead lockers, and so you can air down to like 5 pounds and whatnot, and just that alone combined with this kind of technology, like for a 4-wheel drive system, I mean, you got sand mud mode, you got snow mode, you got sport mode. Your footprint makes most of the difference. Now, the bigger your rig, the better off you are. I get it, but you're also wearing down parts too. This is all my ADHD mind that just goes down rabbit holes and researches and digs, and, you know, this is why I can tell you on a 22 Grand Cherokee Limited L, you know, or Grand Cherokee in general, because of the upper control arm on the front end, you cannot run anything bigger than a 265, 65, 18. That's as big a tire as you're going to get in there, because you're only going to have about a ½ inch of space between the control arm and the tire, and then you've only got about, you know, maybe a quarter of an inch between the steering components in your tire. But at the same time, we're not rubbing. Yes, you could put a spacer on and stick the wheels out, and then you could probably put a bigger one on. You could put a lift kit on. But, you know, at the same time, I'm still trying to maintain getting decent fuel mileage. I mean, getting fuel mileage is huge, especially if you're overlanding, especially when you don't know how far you are to the next fuel stop. On the East Coast, maybe not so bad. On the West Coast, you know, you get out there in the deserts, you know, you better be taking a fuel can of 5 or 10 gallon. So, like, yeah, you can do it with stock Jeep, and you can do it with a stock, probably, Ford Explorer. You could do it with stock SUVs and all-terrain tires. Just use some common sense.
Awesome. Now,
Your brain's smoking.
it is. right now, in your current situation, how well you think it's going to work out once we get there.
You mean with
No,
why I'm even doing this right now?
yeah, I guess. Look, his brain's smoking now.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
I think I got it all covered. I figured it out.
Yes, it affects me, but I also realize I can't do this without my wife. And without my wife, I would be sitting in a chair. Excuse me, can you check under the hood and hit the windows, please?
No,
Why not?
because it is not a full-service car wash.
Oh, well, this isn't a car wash. This is a gas station, ma'am. That's why you're pumping my gas. Maybe that's why you're pumping gas and not working at a car wash. Maybe while you get done, could you run around and check the tires and make sure they're all at the same pressure, please? We thank you for your business.
Why don't you try getting out of the car?
You're not funny.
I am funny.
Why don't you just pump the gas, okay? It'd be a lot better if you just do that, okay? It was due to family logistics that we didn't get out of the house when we wanted to. We actually wanted to be down here by 8 o'clock, and, well, this is where we ended up at 2:30 in the morning.
Campsite in the middle of the dense forest in the middle of the night.
I know, I like it.
But it's an adventure.
Sure is.
See, like I would call this a campsite. That's funny because there's a spot marked, there's a spot marked, there's a spot marked.
I think you can't see what they are though.
There's a spot marked, and then they disappear. But every time I go by one of them pull-offs, it correlates with one of those. So, there we go.
It's now officially time to turn this mess into a bed. So it's like 3 a.m. We finally made it somewhere on this mountain. No cell phone. Holy shit, we have 4G coverage here. This is a privilege. Yes, this is a privilege to have 4G coverage because we are in a no radio zone, so this is pretty awesome, really. I don't know how great it is, but we gotta get camp made, and it's 2:53 in the morning, and yeah, just that's kind of what we're looking at right now. And then it's dark, so after we turn the lights out, it's gonna be very, very, very dark. But we made it. I'm tired, and we'll talk to you all tomorrow. Overlander out. I mean, baby, you're making progress.
This is a pain in the ass. Like, this is the worst invention ever.
Oh, it's really that wide?
Yeah, I just turned up on the side because
I measured it, and it's not supposed to be that wide. Did we get a bigger one than we were? Anyways, moving pretty quickly. I'm sorry that I'm stuck here. But you're doing a bang-up job.
Thanks to Stephanie for her help. Thanks to my salesman for the Falcon tires. Thanks to Jeep for an incredible SUV. We appreciate viewers like you. Come back and join our great adventures.